Deep in the wilderness of Australia, there are forests built to die. The eucalyptus trees, tall, silver giants stretching toward the sun, hold a secret in their bark, a secret soaked in oil, thick and flammable. Their leaves shimmer with it, their branches breathe it. They are, by all logic, designed to burn. When the heat rises and the wind turns dry, the oils evaporate, filling the air with invisible fuel. One spark, lightning, friction, even the sun's reflection on dry stone is enough to set the forest ablaze. The fire races through the undergrowth, roaring up the trunks, devouring everything in sight. But this is not chaos. It's choreography, because when the flames die, when all that's left is black ash and smoke, something strange happens. The seeds begin to open. The eucalyptus trees carry fire-activated seeds, small, hard shells sealed tight until they feel the touch of flame. Fire, the same force that destroys their world, is the only thing that can free their children. When the blaze passes, the heat cracks the seed pods open. The ash becomes their soil, rich with minerals, and where once stood a wall of flame, now sprouts an army of green shoots, reborn from the ashes of their ancestors. To an outsider, it looks like devastation. To the forest, it's a new beginning. In the heart of Yellowstone National Park in the United States, the same story plays out, thousands of miles away, but written by the same hand. The lodgepole pine forest waits, year after year, for its burning season. Each tree carries tiny cones sealed with resin, harder than stone. They can hang on the branches for decades, waiting for the heat of a wildfire to melt the resin, to open the cones, and scatter their seeds into the scorched ground. When Yellowstone burned in 1988, the world watched in horror. Almost 1.5 million acres turned black. It looked like the end, but the forest knew better. A year later, a sea of green seedlings covered the ash. The fire hadn't killed Yellowstone, it had awakened it. Not all fires are natural, and not all flames are kind, but in these forests, fire isn't the enemy, it's the architect. It clears the old to make space for the young. It breaks open the ground so light can reach it. It burns the disease, the rot, the weakness, leaving behind only what's strong enough to grow again. Scientists call it ecological succession, a rebirth written into nature's DNA. For millions of years, fire has been part of Earth's rhythm. Lightning strikes forests, trees burn, seeds open, life returns. It's a cycle older than humanity itself. But when humans arrived, the rhythm began to break. For centuries, we feared the fire. We built walls against it, stamped it out, treated it as evil. Every spark became a threat, every flame a disaster. And in doing so, we silenced nature's heartbeat. In Australia, decades of fire suppression allowed forests to grow too thick, choking themselves with fuel. So when the fire finally came, it came like judgment, unstoppable, unforgiving, burning hotter and longer than any natural cycle ever intended. The Black Summer of 2020 left an open wound across the continent. Over 18 million hectares burned, more than 3 billion animals lost, entire towns erased. The sky turned red, the sun disappeared. The same fire that once gave life had turned monstrous, fed not by nature's rhythm, but by ours. Still, even then, the forest remembered. When the smoke cleared and the world looked upon the ruins, green began to return. Tiny shoots pushed through the ash, defiant, glowing with life against the blackened ground. Eucalyptus leaves unfurled, birds return to the branches of burned trees. Even in destruction, nature found a way to heal. But it healed differently now, slower, uncertain, wounded, because the balance that had guided it for millennia was changing. The planet is warmer, the air is drier, fires come not every decade, but every year. And the forests that once thrived on rhythm now live in constant fear of repetition. A forest can burn to live, but it cannot live if it burns too often. In the quiet heart of the bushland, deep where no roads reach, you can still find the old rhythm. Here, lightning still writes fire across the earth, and rain still follows. The smoke curls upward in slow, patient waves, and the seeds fall into the waiting soil. It's humbling to watch, a reminder that destruction and creation are not opposites, they are partners, and that sometimes what looks like the end is just the start of something unseen. There's a place in northern Australia where locals say the forest breathes through fire. They speak it not with fear, but with reverence, because they understand what the modern world has forgotten, that the flame is not always cruel, that in every ember there's memory, and in every spark there's the chance to begin again.